On today's video, we'll be covering a market watch update for the reserve list, how it's affecting the buyout, and what's going on out there. Let's take a look at those prices. They're coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you're somehow finding me out there in the Wild West world of YouTube, well, thanks a lot for taking the time to check out my content today. I really hope you guys enjoy it. And remember, we are getting every day a little bit closer to that cake party when I reach 5,000 subscribers. And you can help because the easiest thing to do is smash that subscribe button. It's free to do and it helps us get to the 5,000 subscribers so we can celebrate with a cake party. I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. All right, guys, we are having a little bit of fun right now. You notice we got the Modern Horizons 2 coming out. We got Dungeons and Dragons, but of course, this all comes back to the reserve list. When you see all these cards coming up, anyone who saw my video yesterday realized I was not too excited about the cards they showed us yesterday. It's not that they weren't okay cards, it's just there was nothing grabbing me. And when you think of reserve list cards, you think about how epic they are, how one of a kind most of those power cards are. You can't help but get excited every time you talk about it. So let's take a look at some of the cards, see how they're doing price-wise, and see how the market's being affected by money moving into Modern, EDH, and some of the other formats right now as things start to reopen. So our first card we're going to talk about today is going to be Wheel of Fortune. Now, pardon me, I did manage to put a revised copy of this. I usually mean revised copies because it's one of the cheaper ones to get. Now, at $390 Canadian, the price has really come down from those $450 and $500s. It's kind of settling in. There was some bidding copies that went for like $290s. Okay, so this card is really settling down. If you're looking to get yourself a copy, you're going to want to wait about another 90 days to see how far this card sinks into its settled zone and see if you can grab one for around that $250 mark. Now in the US, it is $250 US, which means it would sell around the $170, $180 mark. And in the EU, it's averaging out around $190. Now the sales are steady. This card is actually still selling and it's still, getting sold every few days, but it's slowing down. And that happens every time a big set like this moves in, a summer set with a big financial price tag. Some people say, you know what? I made some money. I can sell a copy for $350 and that'll let me get a box of Modern Horizons collector box, right? People do this. It's a gamble. They're having fun and they do sell copies of this card. So when we see it kind of hitting these nice kind of settling in, like kind of edging down ever so slightly each week, it isn't going to hit the all-time lows. It's not going back down to like $150, but I can see it hitting $250 if we just wait and be patient. For those of you who are looking for it, it might get to that level. So who knows? Let's I'll keep tabs on it and I'll let you guys know the closer it gets. Now, our next card. Okay, the Opel Archangel is nothing big. It's nothing amazing to write home about, but the card was a 25-cent card. Spiked all the way up to that like $12, $13 mark. You can get it for $9.99 Canadian. $4 in the US, $2.50 in the EU. Now, the sales are slow, and by slow I mean it's still selling 1 or 2 copies a week, but that's still pretty slow for a card like this that's pretty cheap. If nobody starts buying this, you're going to see an unequilibrium, and you're going to see sellers lower their prices to try to move this product along. And those in the buyout stage who might say, hey, I wouldn't mind picking up a few copies of this to have for a deck, they can wait it out to see if this card falls further. There's no rush to get a card like this, because it was one of those new reprint hit targets. It's not one of the key cards people look for. So this card I can see really sliding down given some time. So you can afford to wait this one out and see how it pans out, because it's not going to jump up in price anytime soon with money moving on to other products. And that's the key, guys. When you're looking at cards right now in the reserve list, a lot of things are becoming more stale or slow down steady, like they're selling a couple of copies a week, but it's kind of slow. When that happens, you're not in a rush to buy anymore. You can start pooling your cash and getting ready for the next big thing you want to buy because prices aren't spiking anymore. Now, Eureka. I love this card. I use it in like a Super Friends deck of like Legacy Type 1 type thing. It's $1,200 Canadian, though, is a lot. Like I remember paying like $15. So at $1,200 Canadian, $750 in the EU, and of course $850 in the US. It's slow, but here's my but for this card. This card is slowing down, but this is a truly unique piece of Magic's history. Yeah, I know one of you guys is trying to talk to me. I had to like mute you out. This card is unique. the fact you can just keep putting permanents into play for 4 really is a sickening thing. Okay, cards like this are gonna hit the super. This is like the kind of tabernacle type thing people don't think about. This card's gonna hit thousands of dollars over the years. But right now, you can get some copies on like eBay and stuff for around that $1,000 mark for like a lightly played copy. Some are a little bit higher depending on the import fees, but it's slow and it's kind of settling. I like this. It will slowly drift down a bit if nobody starts picking them up. That's why I put the but there. This card has high potential later on. People just don't realize it. So although it's a very pricey card, it is a card to keep an eye on. Have fun, lock it into one of your favorites on eBay, TCG Player, and just kind of follow the card. It's really fun to see these cards kind of meander through. So I think it's going to dip a little bit more, but I think it has a lot more potential to hit that $5,000, $6,000 mark 10 years from now. So this card is a card even I'm keeping an eye on. If I can manage to get a copy or two later, I will. Because we like you. And please remember, guys, as I've always told you, I am not a financial advisor. I did not graduate Magic University. This is purely an entertainment channel for your purposes of having fun and enjoyment. That's it. That's it. I didn't graduate. All right. Gay as Cradle Man. Remember when this was 13, pushing $1,400? It has settled down to about $1,000 Canadian, $755 in the US, and $455 in the EU. Okay? This is good. It's kind of settling. You can find copies for $900, but they're kind of beat up. I can see this card settling in around the $925 to $900 range, somewhere in there, for the lightly played copies. Barring any major upsets, this card is drifting downward as well. Again, guys, this happens all the time, so don't be surprised. If you bought some of these at that higher level, it's okay. Just hold on to it. Eventually, you're going to get your money back out and more probably later on when the next big surging buyout happens. But very nice to see this card is still holding strong, but the sales are slow. All these cards are slowing down, so it's kind of funny, right? But I look at some of those big cards to see how they're doing, and no one's really been buying this. It's once every other week type thing, okay? So it's not being a bought out, gotta have it. It's a buyout like, maybe I've saved up enough store credit. All right. Now, the prices I'm showing you, though, are for a revised copy, not the beta you're seeing on the screen. It's revised. All right, so $900 Canadian. Sorry, $800 Canadian. I said 9, but it's $800 Canadian. I saw $900 for like a near mint one. $650 in the US, $470 in the EU. This one is going steady. Some of the cards like Underground Sea, Tundra, Volcanic, all things tied to blue, tropical, they're all steady. Okay, so they're still changing hands. They're still being sold. The prices, though, are just ever so slightly drifting down a few bucks every week or two. So it's not collapsing or anything, but it is settling down. But unlike some of the other cards, this one is keeping a steady sales, okay? It's keeping a few copies a week, like 3-4 copies a week, kind of moving on some of the sites I checked. Locally, there's still some wish lists for it, but they don't have any in stock. So we'll see how it goes in the long term. I will keep an eye on these kind of dual lands for you as well. All right. We all know I bought into the Thrall Champion, right? I bought like, 25, 30 copies, whatever it was, because they were like 50 cents each. That's my cost basis. It's around $5. It hasn't really changed. I think it hit the high of $6. It's around $5 for Canada. $3 in the US. Hey, $2 in the EU. Now, the sales are really slow. Like, this is not sold in like a week or two. Okay, because, there's no Thrall tribal thing to go with it, which is like the joke when we had the squirrels for Modern Horizons 2. You're kind of like, come on, man, you couldn't do something more special with the squirrels? I'd want the same as soon as I saw things like this. If you're going to do more Thralls, you got to give us a different variation on those Thralls. That's what I want to see. I want to come on, Thralls. So I look at that and I say, yeah, the sales are slowing, but I don't care. I just wanted to have some in case I build a deck later. So if you can wait, if you want to buy a playset of 4 of these, just give it another like 3-4 months. Give it like 120 days, and you'll see the price dip a little bit further. Maybe you can grab yourself a near mint playset copy for yourself. Nothing huge on the Thrall Champion. It's not moving, put it that way. All right. I put Deranged Hermit in here. Mark last night mentioned on the live stream. I already had seen it kind of spike up, though, as soon as I saw the squirrels. So Deranged Hermit basically doesn't exist on the open market. The cards are being sold out everywhere. Okay? Very strong is an understatement on the sales. So 180 in Canada, 120 in the US, $40 in the EU. There was multiple copies on Card Market for sale. The sales are really strong, like crazy strong. Like, I think on May 24th, they had like 50 sales that I could track out. 50 in one day. Some were buying like foil ones, non-foil. Like, it was crazy, guys. insane. So, you think maybe it's because of those squirrels? You think maybe? Yes, it probably is. But it just shows, this is my point for a card like this, guys. This shows that a card like this that was kind of like fun before, as soon as you start adding some cards to it, this card is going to go up in value. That can be said for any reserve list card, which is why we buy them, which is why we hold the line on reserve list, because you don't know where that new combination is going to come from that causes a card to spike up that's an old card that really wasn't worth much. The Hermit always had a little bit of value, but nothing crazy. Look at it now and watch it going forward. It's going to keep going up now. If you didn't have a copy, probably no point in getting one now. Wait till it settles down because those prices are going to go higher. That poor squirrel army. All right, and our last card I want to focus on today is going to be Time Spiral. Now, if you guys remember, I bought my copy for $260 all in. It's still hanging around the 280 Canadian mark, about 199 in the US and 140 in the EU. It's kind of nicely matching up fairly well. The sales are still steady on the card. It's actually still selling well. It's still used in a lot of decks, so of course it's going to sell. But even then, you could find a couple of bids and a couple of lower buy it nows. I didn't like their feedback at around that 150 mark. It's kind of a little bit edgy for that kind of price range, but it wasn't horrible to see that it's just drifting a little bit for some of the people who want to move the card. So if you're looking to get this card, there are some people out there selling a little bit cheaper. I mean, they had a 9.5 BGS quad 9.5, and I believe it was only like 950 bucks. So they brought that price down from like 1,400, where I saw that price before. So people realize the sales are slowing down. And for those who have the cash to inject to buy some of these cards, you are going to make a nice tidy profit when these things all spike up again if you wanted to move a copy or two. So Time Spiral, which is a needed card, I'm surprised it's going down this low, but it's going to hang there for a bit and it's going to drift a little bit lower. Okay, I can see it settling in around that 250 mark, which is nice. Okay, for people who want to grab a copy, especially even that with the Wheel of Fortune, something to keep an eye on, because some of these cards drifting down now are temporary drifts in the big scheme of things, but they're going down because people are caught up in the FOMO of the other sets coming up. It's very fascinating to see because it happens all the time, and people don't realize they're even falling into the trap until it's too late. I feel like I'm like Admiral Akbar. Remember, like Return of the Jedi? It's a trap! Let me concentrate all firepower on the Super Star Destroyer. Concentrate on the big guys. Okay? The big cards that are never coming back. People miss that. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. This was MTG Moxman. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys later on. Probably even a second video today for all I know, if some good spoilers come out. Have a great one, guys. Talk to you soon. I gotta click the bibbity boppity thing. Hey guys, big shout out to all my patrons out there. You guys are rocking it out. Can't wait to see what some of you guys are going to be doing on the live stream when we do our giveaway. Looking forward to it. Don't forget, if you missed the live stream, it will be pre-recorded and posted on the Patreon. So don't worry, guys. Have a great one. I know, right? It's pretty awesome. You guys are still here. Don't worry. I know. Relax. 690 subs tell cake. We are literally only 190 away from the halfway point. And then I gotta do like a whole video on it, guys. It's gonna be crazy, man. I can't wait to share it with you guys.